Three. All right, folks, welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. I'm with Charlie Ward, my mate.
Hello, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great, Charlie. Man, it's been a while. We haven't
It
talked
has.
about, I was supposed to go down to Florida with you, man, and I couldn't go due to personal problems, family issues,
Sure.
stuff like that. It's just, I can't take long trips. So I know you understand that, and I appreciate you coming on my program. And I will meet up with you at some point, Charlie, I promise.
Sure. Well, for our audiences, it's very important to point out that David and I started speaking a number of years back now, 2-3 years back.
No,
And
5 years, Charlie.
is it 5 years?
Yeah,
That's right.
Come on, it's been a long time.
It was, and we had a lot of fun because we both were discussing what we would call our naughty days. And it's very important to realize that God doesn't use perfect people. God uses people that have found God through going astray. And David and I both managed to give up alcohol. David for 5 years, myself for 2.5 years, or 5.5 years and 2.5 years. And David has been my inspiration.
Thank you, Charlie.
Wow. My thought process was, if you can do it, I can do it.
Oh, if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's like
Exactly
that scene.
right.
It's like that scene in Rocky. If I can change, you can. Everybody can change. I'm telling you, I can't believe it that I did this. And you know what? It really does get easier as you go, because the longer you stay away from something, it just out of mind. And especially if you don't frequent the bars and stuff like that, out of sight, out of mind.
It is very much so. But it's a bit like boxing as well. Nobody's going to come in and save you. You've got to do it yourself.
Yeah, and you know what? I took that mentality from going into. I thought to myself, if I can go into training camps and not drink for 2-3 months, I could do this. I can just put it away, and I did. I had no choice though, and I'm sure you felt the same way.
Yeah, and we're actually a lot stronger than what we know or believe. When you actually challenge yourself as a man, it gives you such a feeling of strength to be able to do it by yourself.
To be able to be in charge of our flesh, to know that we're not slaves to our flesh.
Totally.
That's the big one for me. Discipline is everything.
It is. It's absolutely amazing, and
it says a lot about a man's character, man, when he's able to be disciplined and have a routine and the people that are like I started to feel like an unguided missile or a reckless missile, and I was like, man, I can't live like this. I was going to jail for DUIs. I mean, just bad stuff, man. And I'm like, okay, I know where I'm going now. Died twice. I mean, it's just forget it. It was like throwing gasoline on fire, So. Well, let's get into this, Charlie.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, look, Iran, there's so much to talk about here, but let's start with, I believe we're going to have a big few weeks coming. I think Powell's probably going to step down from the Federal Reserve. I see, the Epstein list went bunk, but I don't think it's over. I think something's going to happen with Matt Gaetz, Pam Bondi. There's so many things that are happening behind the scenes that I'm keeping an eye on. And I know you are as well. And as I do, we are headed into a new system. I bought gold, silver, I got XRP, the whole thing. Shine some light on from what you're getting from your vantage point of the battlefield.
Well, everything happened from 2018 through to 2021. And now what's happening is it's all playing out in the form of a pantomime or a movie or central casting, whatever you want to call it.
Can you explain that? Because I'm 1 foot in and 1 foot out on this.
Okay, that's fine.
But no, I'm just explaining it for me and my audience, because I still feel like there's bad actors everywhere. Although we haven't seen Paul Ryan, I've seen people that look like doubles. Pelosi looks like a double lately. There's a lot of them that I'm like, And then Trump retruthed. All roads lead to Obama. He also retruthed. Biden was executed in 2020. I mean, this is some crazy shit for a president to be retruthing, but either he's a wacky conspiracy job or he's telling the truth. And I believe he's telling the truth.
He's 100% telling the truth. Because those of us who know that is the truth. I'm going to give you something very, very interesting that is funny. That Biden's face in the last year cannot unlock an Apple iPhone that he owned 5 years ago.
Wow. How do you know that?
because I've been told from the studios.
Wow. Wow. Dude,
And
I heard
that's
that Dana Carvey played him. Is that true that some of the actors was Dana Carvey? One of
well,
them was?
there's certainly one of them. James Woods played him during the inauguration, and James Woods actually has it on his profile, his film profile, that he played Biden during his inauguration speech and the whole inauguration.
James Woods.
James Woods. You can go on to James Woods' ID.
Yeah, he's hilarious. I
Unbelievable.
love that guy.
And then
I follow him on X.
there's only one person that can fall over on stairs going to a plane like that, and that's Jim Carrey. There's certain people that played him doing different things. There's a lot of actors out there, and Trump keeps telling you about central casting, but you can see how mad you can see how mad it is right now. And can you imagine what it was like for me? I knew this was going on 5 years ago, and it was absolutely bonkers. I was trying to tell the world, but people saying, well, I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Now they can. They're living in fear. And I'm not. I'm sat there with a smile on my face because I know it's all done. You know, all of this stuff that's going on right now with Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino and all of this is all part of the pantomime. It's all part of the distraction. And all of this is all about the. And I'm going to make a point here, David, that a lot of people are missing. A lot of people are missing this. This is to cover up the complete collapse of the United States of America Corporation.
Right, Inc. America Inc.
America Inc. So this is, otherwise the people in America, they've been told for 50 years they're the greatest country in the world. You know, you're not even in first place for obesity now. Qatar's beating you. But from prescription meds, you're by far the world leader. The people are on this med, that med, the other med.
Vaccinations, everything.
Everything.
Obesity. I mean, if you think about it, everywhere you look is a fast food restaurant and a liquor store.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, everything that's in there is not good for you. You and I know that from our study of what's good for us in food.
So it's a vicious cycle, right? You go to the fast food, you go eat all the chemicals in the food. Even healthy restaurants now have all the chemicals. You go to the grocery store, chemical, chemtrails above you. Then you go to the doctor, they give you a pill that makes you even more sick. Then they give you vaccines. They're killing you off. They're killing Americans off, at least for sure.
You know better than anyone, David, that when you have a food that is moreish, the gratification is there instantly, but the long-term effect is bad. The good food that's good for you, the gratification isn't there at the start. It's there later on in life because you're building your body. You're using good food, good vitamins, good minerals, good everything else, but it doesn't excite you at the time. It excites you later on because you land up with a good physique, with a healthy immune system, with a healthy body. But the stuff that excites you now, within a few months, is disappointing you because you're fat, you're lethargic, your immune system is shot to pieces.
I'll tell you what, the best thing I've ever done is fasting.
Yeah.
I'm finding ways to hack certain things in my life, and it's been the red light therapy. I do a little bit of the methylene blue. I do cycles on that. I have IGF-1, velvet antler, deer velvet antler growth hormone. I fast. I try to get as much sunlight as possible and work out like crazy. Man, you got to do that stuff if you want any kind of longevity.
You know as well as anyone that if it was easy, it has no value if it's easy.
Right.
You have to work hard for it. It has a value.
Correct. Well, for me, I have so much fucking anxiety that if I don't go to the gym and get it out, I'll go nuts.
Exactly. So we're seeing the collapse of the corporation, or the United States of America Inc., whatever you want to call it. And Donald Trump is the grand master. He collapsed a bankrupt company and came out smelling of roses. That's why he's good at this. He can collapse the old system. Now, part of the old system is the IRS, the Federal Reserve, the Bank of International Settlements, the SEC. All of this is all part of the Inc., the old system. So people are going, oh, the stock exchange is going to crash, the banks are going to crash. Yep, they're going to crash. Everything is going to crash. And America's not going to be the leader again. Well, you never were the leader. All you were was bullies who put sanctions on anyone who didn't do as they were told. And now you've got America, you've got Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and the whole of the BRICS nations who are just getting on with it. India can't make up their mind what side of the fence to sit, but that's always been their way. So there's nothing new there. But the world is moving on. But Trump knows that the new People's Republic of the United States of America is going to be playing on a level playing field. He said it many times. And they will all be part of a level playing field. And at the moment, the tariffs are helping to level up the playing field. And gone are the days that America is going to dictate to the world what's going on. What's happened right now with Israel is a massive exposure, especially with the Epstein list. It just shows that even Donald Trump is being dictated to by a foreign power.
Right.
Now, that's fine. That's fine because Israel has always controlled the corporation. And that's being shown to the world. Because if they didn't see it, they wouldn't believe it.
Right. And did you notice that Benjamin, there's some things that Benjamin Netanyahu said, like Tel Aviv today, New York tomorrow. Like that was a threat to me. That was a blatant threat. And then he said, he comes out, and when Trump did not release the Epstein list, all of a sudden, you know, when Trump cooperated with the Iran strikes, did not release the Epstein list, all of a sudden Benjamin Netanyahu wants to nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize. So to me, those that are paying attention, we see what's going on, and I think very soon, you know, when they say saving Israel for last, I believe it. I think right now what's happening is the exposing, and just we have to break the corporation first.
Yeah, I thought it was a very, very telling interview with Ted Cruz with Tucker Carlson. Ted Cruz has got no idea that obviously Israel that's currently there is only 77 years old. And all of this talk about, it's the one in the Bible. No, it's not.
Right.
For anybody who's done their research on Israel in the Bible, completely different Israel to Israel as a country.
He's just a warmonger. He was exposed as a warmonger,
Totally.
and Tucker
100%.
Carlson exposed him, and I think that was tag team effort with Trump.
Yeah, it was. And there will be many other people. Trump, we keep hearing this, Nino, is that he's playing fifth dimensional chess. What I love about Trump, he's taught me a massive lesson. Never ever point your finger at anybody. Put them in the spotlight. Let them do it to themselves. So that's exactly what it is.
Do you think that's what he's doing with Benjamin Netanyahu and even Pam Bondi?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For sure. He's done it. He started off with Dr. Fauci. He put him in the spotlight. He didn't sack him. He put him out there for everyone to see. And he did it with Bill Barr. He's done it with lots of them.
So he's exposing them by putting them out there, patting them on the back, smiling.
Yes.
Letting the world see them. That's what he's doing.
Exactly.
Do you think that's what he's doing with Pam Bondi right now?
He's a silent assassin.
Yeah.
He's just putting people
with a
out
smile
there.
on his face.
He's doing it with a big smile on his face because he knows it's all done. This is all part of the pantomime. Everything has been done. Behind the scenes, it's all done. And the one thing I rest in the knowledge right now is that God will not be mocked. And these people are trying to mock God.
100%. Yeah.
God won't be mocked.
That's the fifth dimensional chess right there, is the eternal
It
plan.
is.
I just had Sheila Holm on talking about it, that the whole fifth dimensional game is God's game. It's God's plan. That's why you can't win.
Yeah, exactly right.
You know, and though I've heard things like there's been an interception of the artificial intelligence, that it's war gamed itself out and realized its own mortality. In other words, the White Hats were able to intercept the artificial intelligence because it gave the artificial intelligence an ultimatum saying, hey, do you see yourself existing without humans? Because the whole agenda was depopulation. Well, artificial intelligence could not see itself existing without humans because it needs data. And without data, it cannot exist. And without humans, you have no data. So it flipped and went, and tell me if you've heard the same thing, I don't know. But that it flipped, and now in order for any AI to survive and coexist with humans, it has to make sure humans flourish.
Yep.
Have you heard about this?
Yep. And the other thing is, I was told very early on, do not be caught by AI. This is the side of evil. We need OI and NI, natural intelligence and organic intelligence. That's given to you by God.
So what do you think? You don't think AI is going to survive this, or do you think AI plays a minimal role, or what?
It plays a minimal role, but this is all part of the exposure. We all need natural intelligence. This is what God has given us. AI is trying to be God. And this is how Satan works. Satan makes it look like it's God. And it has to be better than God, otherwise we wouldn't even look at it.
Right. It's kind of like it took the Great Awakening and created the woke movement.
Yep, exactly.
That's exactly what it does. It steals and creates its own.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
would be AI.
Yeah. And natural intelligence, and you and I know this because we're just simple lads that just take it for what it is. We go with a feeling. You go with what's in your heart, and we need to get back to that because what's in your heart is God-given. That's organic intelligence. And you and I have made mistakes, and there's nothing wrong with that. The world will put you down for doing it, but that's where you learn. You learn very little from success.
Yeah,
you learn everything from failure.
The only way you grow is through pain. And
it is.
You work out to break that threshold. You work out to hit that pain level, and all the pain you're enduring in training camp and fighting. So when you get in a fight, it's easy, man. It's a walk in the park because you train so hard and so much. You went through so much pain that you can break out of that, and the fight's easy.
Yeah, exactly. And God gives us tests in life to see where we're at all the time. And he doesn't just answer our prayers by giving us what we ask for. He'll put us in a position where we can gain what we've asked for, but he'll give us the opportunity to do it ourselves, not just gifting away. Otherwise, you become needy, you become dependent.
You're like that dog that just demands the scraps from the table every time.
Yeah.
So how long do you see this happening? I mean, from your perspective, Charlie, like where are we at right now in this game? I mean, when is the collapse going to come? I mean, we're already seeing it. I know, but it's got to be a controlled demolition, right? It's got to be in a controlled implosion. When do you see? I've heard this week. I've heard Monday is going to be a big Monday. I don't know what you're hearing.
If I go back to 2023, I was told it would all be over by 2026. Okay. We're only 5 months away.
But does it all happen in one day, or does it take months?
I don't know. The other thing is I was talking to a billionaire the other day, and he said to me, the fun of becoming a billionaire wasn't all that. He said the most exciting part was getting there. And I would urge everybody on this journey to enjoy the journey, because the journey is the best part. Getting there is the best part. We're all like little children. Well, when's it going to happen, Daddy? When's it going to happen, Mummy? It's happening right now in plain sight. I think by the end of this year, for those that are awakened, we'll see everything done by the end of this year, beginning of next. It'll all be done. For those that are asleep, they won't see it. It'll take them up until 2030 to see it, because they've got to wake up in their own time. They will get left behind.
So I would say, we were just talking about vaccinations and everything before we did this. Obviously, with any kind of war, especially this kind of war, five generational warfare, as Flynn calls it, going into sixth generational, there's casualties of war, and obviously we're seeing that right now. We're seeing a lot of casualties of war, first being the vaccinated, right? So I feel so bad when I tell people, like, what can I do? I'm like, well, you were the low-hanging fruit. If you got vaccinated, well, I was peer pressured, or I was this, or I was that. And it's like, it's still free will. I mean, you still could have said no. I mean, I'm sorry. My parents are vaccinated. I have friends that are vaccinated. I've lost 4 or 5 of them, but now 4 of them. So what's your thoughts on that? Is that's going to be part of the casualties of war, more to come, correct?
Yes, 100%. And it breaks your heart, because we tried everything to stop them, and we got into fights with them, and verbal fights. I mean, not physical fights, but verbal fights with them, about trying to warn them. And I've got people who are very close to me.
God, I can't believe you didn't listen, man.
Their responses are ridiculous now. Their only defense is, well, you're not right about everything. And I said, well, I'm not the Messiah. I'm just Charlie. Yeah. This is what I found out. one of the biggest things I've been wrong on is times and dates,
Yeah.
because I
so
thought
do
it would be done quicker.
Right.
But I'm actually enjoying it now because you can see it all collapsing now. You can see the whole system collapsing. And because I know what's been done, I look at Trump when he says things, and I just burst out laughing because people, when he mentioned, well, why are you still looking at Epstein? People are just, he's waking people up to go, hang on. You've got Kash Patel in there who said, I am going to publish the list. I've seen it, and I'm going to, and that now it doesn't exist. This is all to wake people up.
And
All
to
of
piss
this
them off.
Yeah, it is. It is. You've got to do things to wake people up to what's going on, because a lot of people have just become so complacent that they're just not there. But people like you and I, we can see right through it.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, to me, I think it's a spiritual awareness that you either have or you don't. I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with IQ. Nothing to do with
It has nothing to do with IQ.
Nothing to do with IQ. I think it has everything to do with a spiritual awareness, maybe a pineal gland, what's in your heart. I don't know, but it's the messages you're receiving from the other side for the fifth dimension that told me, hell no, not only hell no, but fuck no, I'm not getting vaccinated. That's the government going after everybody. And I cannot believe people did not see that.
No, the interesting thing on that very, very same point is all the people who went to university and college missed it, and all the hard-working, honest people got it.
Yeah.
I saw something that made me laugh the other day. It was on TikTok. There was an American guy, going to the campuses at the universities and the colleges in America. And these people are paying 100, 200, 300,000 for their education. They can name 5 Kardashians, but they can't name 5 countries around the world. These are in the campuses.
Yeah.
The most common 2 answers by students from college and universities in America as countries outside of America is Europe and Africa, both of which are not
continents. The continents.
Exactly.
Wow. Holy shit.
These are people that have invested tens, if not hundreds of thousands in education.
Yeah, and that just shows you. I just put up a post today that said we went from, just to give an example of the social engineering, I put up a post today saying we went from Leave It to Beaver, okay, to the Brady Bunch, to the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's how the social engineers had patience and hurting the people through predictive programming and social engineering into the Kardashians. That's what we're even past that now. There's a lady on the internet now that's had sex with 1,000 men in one day. I mean,
that's right.
The next step of demonic possession to me. I mean, Kardashians are one thing. They're absolutely possessed, if you know about the spiritual war. But now you got this girl going around sleeping with 1,000 guys in one day. We went from Leave It to Beaver, to that.
It's unbelievable. It's the girl Bonnie Blue, and it's just,
that's her name, Bonnie Blue. Or something.
It's just unbelievable that my first thought with that is that this is a clone that's been made, because I can't even work out that there would be that God would actually create a human that would be that disgusting.
Well, I think I'll tell you what, man. I mean, women were pretty loose back in the 90s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, but now it's like, it's beyond anything I've ever seen before. But what I think might happen is we might take a turn for the better. I think humanity might see this and be like, whoa, we're going the wrong direction. I think it's already happening. I think we have some hope. I think the generations to come are not going to be about that stuff. They're going to see where it took us, because everything's coming to light now.
Yeah. The light is exposing the darkness. You're absolutely right. This is all part of the exposure, and this is all part of the awakening. And when you're awake, the one thing I've said over the last year or two is, when you're awake, the first thing you find is peace. When you find peace, the whole of this just is entertaining now. I find it very, very funny. But there's a lot of people out there, a lot of truthers out there, who are completely lost as to what's going on, because it's all over the place. That just tells me immediately that they're doing this for the wrong reasons. When you're connected to God, your creator, All you need to do is either pray or meditate and ask God for guidance. God, guide me. Now, God will guide you to the truth. And when you see something that looks wrong, you'll feel it within. You'll feel that it just doesn't sit with you. And that's God working. God will guide you to what's right and what's wrong.
It's a
And for
whisper.
those, sorry?
It's a whisper. It's not.
It is. It's a feeling.
Yeah, and that's what I run my life on. Is it's from the heart. It's not here. Here it takes you in the wrong directions.
It does.
It really does. It's like if you overthink something, now forget it. But here always leads you in the right direction. I feel.
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine. He's been a friend of mine for 35 years. He's a big mafia boss. He's a handful. He's a street fighter. I mean, he's a real handful. He loves a fight on the street. He absolutely loves it. That's his DNA. He's a gypsy.
No, I love it. Gypsies love street fighting.
They do, but I love him to death. I've known him 35 years. He used to be in charge of the mafia down here. And he said to me about 2 years ago, he said, do you believe the earth is round or flat? I said, well, it's not a question of if I believe it's round or flat. I said, when I first heard about it, I invented the word called flound because I didn't know. I said, but I've done 2 years of research and everything points to the fact that it's round that way, but we have a firmament over it.
That's where I'm at.
And if you look at Elon Musk, he's fired a rocket 7 times.
They never make it past the firmament, do they?
93 miles. That's as far as he can get. Now, for people like you and I, it makes a lot more sense that the sun is less than 93 miles away because it gets bloody hot.
Yeah,
if it was a million miles away, it wouldn't get anywhere near that hot unless you're thinking like complete bullshit. But we know from heat that it comes from a source that if it's 93 miles away, that makes sense. Now, I did something interesting the other day, Nino. The sun and the moon were directly above us in the sky in Spain. And I phoned Becchio in Australia. I said, go outside and take a picture of the moon. She went out, she sent me 5 pictures of the moon. And I can see the moon in Spain. She can see the moon in Australia. If we're living on a globe, that would be impossible.
Right. Absolutely. So I believe I'm right there with you on this. I believe that we have, I know the earth is round this way. And I know I believe there's a firmament, no doubt about it. It says in the Bible, and it makes most sense to me. No one can get past the lower space orbit, right?
Yep.
And every missile and rocket that Elon puts out there, you can see it almost like trying to penetrate a saline solution, right?
Yep.
And it looks like you see reverberations that don't look normal. It looks like water. And and then you go out during the day, and I know that a lot of people that astrophysics or scientists out there that will tell you, no, well, the sky's blue because this, that, and the other. But I don't know. It looks blue like water to me, and as above, so below. So below, a lot of common sense tells me that the biggest secret, Charlie. The biggest secret I think in all of this is NASA.
Yeah,
I think Elon Musk is part of the problem, and all they're doing is handing the keys from NASA to Elon. And I think fucking Trump exposed Elon, and that is why. Okay, either it's scripted, right? It's either scripted or Elon has been exposed and he's having temper tantrums and going nuts over this. What's your thoughts on Elon?
Well, with Elon Musk, first of all, how does a man do what he's done without the help from inside?
Right.
It's impossible. So we know exactly what it is. Now, the other thing that made me laugh, and this is your sense of humor, there's a young black fella in Africa who's got a Tesla. And he's got a big wheel, cog, on the outside of his wheel. And in the boot of his Tesla, he's got a charger. So while he's going along, he's charging his car.
Lord.
And he never, ever needs to charge it at night because it's constantly charged. Now, if this young black fella from Africa has thought that out, don't tell me that Elon Musk didn't know that either.
Right. But there's no money in that.
There's no money in it. You're absolutely right. And that's what it all comes down to. It comes down to people like you and I because we've got common sense. When you've got
if you think
common
about it,
sense,
you could
it's
just
brilliant.
you could just connect the wheel to the battery and charge and put it and charge itself. The wheels in motion would charge the battery, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like my wife has bought a Mercedes that's hybrid. And I said, why, when you're not using the battery, is it not automatically being charged? Why? Because if you're not using, because it goes from battery to
I hate
petrol.
hybrids. I hate hybrids.
My wife loves it because she can put it around for 50 kilometers or what have you for nothing. That's her view. But the reality is, it doesn't charge it back up when you're on petrol, and it should do. That's to me, it's common sense. And I actually asked Mercedes why it doesn't do that. And they go, well, you can if you do this and this and that. Well, why was it not done automatically?
Yeah.
And that comes back to what you said. It doesn't make them money. And I noticed Toyota this year have come out with a hydrogen car that runs just purely on water.
What's your thoughts on this big beautiful bill?
Well, first of all, the big beautiful bill had me in fits of laughter because I was told 5 years ago that we would use their numerology and their symbology against them. So Build Back Better was BBB, 666.
Right.
Big beautiful bill is exactly the same, 666 BBB.
Right. So we used it against them.
We're using it against them.
Right.
Now, what's in there, I don't know. It's 9,000 pages long. But it's all part of the dismantling of the old system. And when you dismantle, it's like, for those people who saw 9/11, the Twin Towers come down, they came down beautifully because it was an internal a job, a dismantling, a demolition job. But it left one hell of a mess and killed a lot of people. And that's when you dismantle something, there's a lot of damage, a lot of mess.
So do you think that we are still going to have an event the size of 9/11 or greater for a mass awakening?
Yeah, I'm sure we are.
Yeah, do you see when? Do you know about?
Well, I've always said it'll be done by Thursday. I just don't know which Thursday.
So do you think I think it could be before 2030 is my view on it.
Oh yeah, definitely before 2030, probably before the middle of 2026, probably.
Yeah, because we're going into, I think once Trump signs this in-person ballots, paper ballots, they're going to have no choice but to pull the cord.
Correct.
Because once they know they can't steal the elections anymore, they're going to have to do something, and I think that's when the event's going to hit.
I think also that people forget the fact that they're still hooked up with the fact that when we come out of this, it's going to be a Democratic Party and a Republican Party. There's not. There won't be a two-party system. It won't be Conservative and Labour. We'll go back to a system whereby we vote on policy, not party.
So do you think the Republican Party and the Democrat Party will be a thing of the past, or do you think the Republican Party will survive it?
No, both parties will disappear, but they're both as bad as each other.
Right.
The same as in the UK.
So do you think Elon's being used to create this new party, or do you think
no? This is all part. Look, they have it in the UK with Ferraris and with different people. This is to try and keep you into the party thing. The main parties have let you down, but we've got a new party. They bullshit. It's all party politics. That's no good. That's got to go. Go back to voting on policy, and then enact that policy and have government officials to enact that policy. That way, you can reduce the government size by 95%, which is how you get around reducing taxes.
Right. So every move Trump is making right now is breaking America Inc., breaking the corporation.
Right.
We're heading into this new system, which we can see, and the next few weeks ahead are going to be explosive. The next few months ahead.
Yeah. I think they're fun.
Yeah, absolutely fun. But you would say from 2021 to here, it's all been theater.
Yeah, I know it has. Because I saw it happening from 2018 to 2021.
Do the people you know on the inside or the influence you have with certain people, correct?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all done. The first step was Trump in 2018 going around the world and getting
Capitulation, what is it called? The capitulation tour or whatever it was?
everybody. Right. That was the dismantling. It was all dismantled by 2021. The arrests were all completed by 2021. The first arrests were in Italy, which was the
I saw
Phoenician
that.
at the top of the tree. They were all taken out in 2021.
Was that the Da Vinci satellite or whatever it was, where they stole the votes and
Yeah.
it was being done from Italy, which would be the Vatican, right?
Yeah. The Vatican, Washington, D.C., and the City of London were all part of it.
And they've
that's
been
what's
taken down.
dismantled.
So
Yeah.
who's being allowed to run the game right now for the Black Hats? Who are still the bad actors that are out there?
The people that have been left behind are people like Comey, Schiff, Pelosi. What's the other guy?
I think Clinton's still around, isn't she?
No, she was unalived a long time ago. But they've got
Brennan's still here. I mean, there's a lot of
Brennan.
Obama. I
That's
would
the one.
imagine. I've seen Obama. Do you think Obama?
Obama, Barack, and Mike were dealt with a long time ago. But
Well, Go ahead.
they've had either body doubles or clones or whatever. I don't know what they are, but they're certainly not the same. If you look at the facial of Obama now compared to what he was when he left office, completely different.
I don't know. I think Michelle looks the same. I don't know about Barack Obama, but Michelle, I mean, she's doing podcasts now or Big Mike.
Yeah.
And I know, like, obviously, they were never going to separate and get a divorce. That was made to happen. That was like, they pulled them apart. Something happened, interrogation. I don't know what, but obviously something's there. Like, they didn't just decide to just get a divorce.
No. And the same with what's happened with Candace exposed with Brigitte and Emmanuel Macron.
What's your thoughts on Candace Owens throwing Macron under the bus with his whatever that is, wife, man, husband?
That's a man. This is all part of the exposure.
But then, so why would Trump go to his defense and call Candace and tell her, hey, stop this, it's hurting his feelings, basically.
This is all part of the pantomime. It's all part of the pantomime.
Do you think Candace is really turning on Trump, or is that scripted?
No, scripted. Fully scripted.
Elon's really turning on Trump, or is that scripted?
Scripted.
So you think all of this is scripted? I think
it's scripted.
I know Tucker. I bet you, I know Tucker's scripted. I feel that 100%.
Yeah.
But Elon, I've had questions about that. It seems like he would be. I know I saw him dress up as Black MAGA. Trump gave him the key. He's playing a role. I think he's playing some kind of part here.
I think Trump, Elon, Candace, all of them, Bondi, Bongino, the whole lot of them will get Oscars at the end.
Wouldn't that be something? I would hope Oscars aren't around. I hope it's something else.
Be something else.
I hope it's a new Hollywood. Mel Gibson and
there'll be Ninos.
Yeah. Mel Gibson and Sly Stallone are the new Hollywood now, right? They're the ambassadors for the new Hollywood. So that tells you where this is going when it's all done. Sure. This is interesting times. I mean, I'm interested to see where this goes. So, anyway, I can get you back on the program in the next few weeks.
Yeah, of course. My next event is actually next month. I'm in Japan.
Damn.
I'm in Tokyo and Kyoto, 2 events there. Then we go to Seoul in South Korea, and then Singapore, and then Thailand. So, yeah, the world is waking up, and it's not just an American thing. We had a very successful event in Trump Doral in Miami. Somebody wound me up. There was a big black fella there on the door that I didn't know who he was. And so I said, who's here? And they said, oh, that's Barron Trump's bodyguard. And it turns out it was Byron Daniels.
Oh, wow. Who's Byron Daniels?
He's a member of Congress.
Oh, all right. Well, there it goes. So can I bring you on as a general in the general tent pretty soon on August or September?
Sure.
And you can take questions from the audience.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you good with that?
Yeah, of course.
Let's keep in touch. And I'll bring you on.
Yeah, August. I'm in Japan, South Korea, not North Korea. South Korea, Singapore, and Thailand. So we've got a busy month in August, but September we're very, very good.
Let's do September, Charlie.
Good man.
All right, I'm gonna put you down here for yeah, September. We'll do late September. The generals sent, and now just take questions from the audience.
Sure, love
About
that.
an hour long.
Yeah, that's cool. I love
All right,
that.
I'll bring you on before then. So good luck with your events, Charlie. Thank you so much for joining me, huh?
It's a pleasure. Oh, it's always good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I love seeing you too, man. And congratulations on your sobriety.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. If we can do it, you and I can do it.
Anybody,
Anyone can
trust
do
me,
it.
anybody on the world can do it.
Exactly.
Thanks, Charlie.
Good man.